Hello, Africa. Let me start by imitating Vusitembe Choir. Hello, family. That's his style. So I will say hello, Africa. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola, also known as Minister Mike. All right. Thank you for always tuning in every single day to listen to episodes that will shift your mind. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm thrilled, all right? I'm thrilled to be with you today. Today's wisdom, I believe, is a profound one. So let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Sometimes what you need is not consistency, but the right strategy. Because consistently doing something that does not work will not magically make it work. Sometimes what you need is not consistency, all right? What you need is the right strategy. Because consistently doing something that does not work will not magically make it work. So that is what I want us to talk about today. The dynamism between strategy and consistency. The idea that consistency alone may not be enough. Do you understand? That is the mind shift that I want us to have today. Consistency alone may not always be enough. So we will explore why sometimes it's not about doing more of the same, repeating yourself over and over again. Some people define it as madness. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different result. Consistency, that's consistency, right? Doing something over and over and over again. But when the result is not showing, that means something is wrong with your strategy. So you need to change that. Do you understand? So rather finding the right strategy to propel you forward, I think it's an idea that is worth exploring. So the first thing I want to talk about is the myth of blind consistency. See, consistency is often hailed now as the key to success. And rightfully so. I'm not saying it's not. It's important that you know that you need to be consistent for you to be successful. Do you understand? The steady effort, the daily grind, the commitment to our goals, it paves way for progress. It makes us to be successful. But however, what if the consistency is now misdirected? And that is where I come in. That is what I'm trying to talk about. What if the consistency that you have is misdirected? What if we find ourselves persistently walking down a path that leads nowhere? So that is exactly the thought process I want us to think about today. Consider areas in your life where you've been consistent, but you've not seen the desired result. Is it possible, even if in a tiny way, is it possible that blind consistency is holding you back right now? Is it possible? Is it even remotely possible that blind consistency is holding you back? See, the truth is, doing something repeatedly without analyzing its effectiveness will often lead to stagnation rather than growth. And that is a truth I want you to take to the bank. Doing something repeatedly without analyzing maybe it's effective or not will lead to stagnation rather than growth. Another thing I want us to talk about is the importance of reflective consistency, and that is the analysis that you need to make. Reflective consistency involves not just doing something repeatedly, but also you pause to assess the impact. You pause to assess the impact. It's like the marriage of consistent effort with mindful reflection. This approach allows you to course correct, all right? It allows you to adjust your strategies. It allows you to ensure that your actions align with your goals. You need to think about a goal you've been consistently pursuing right now. Are you seeing the progress that you desire? If not, it might be time to engage in reflective consistency. It might be high time for you to engage in reflective consistency. Assess the effectiveness of your current approach right now. Identify areas for improvement. And you must be open to the possibility of adjusting your strategy. That is wisdom. You must be open to the possibility of adjusting your strategy. Another thing I want you to take away today is the power of strategic adjustment. See, you need to know that, okay, when whatever you are consistently doing is not yielding any result and you've assessed the situation and there are one or two things that you can improve, the next line of action is adjustment. strategic adjustment. So that is about intentional planning. Strategy is about intentional planning. It's about thoughtful execution. It's about adaptability. It's the compass that guides our actions, that ensures that our actions are aligned with the destination that we seek. See, when consistency meets with the right strategy, it becomes a potent force of transformation. When you are a very consistent person and you have a winning strategy, boom, your life will never remain the same. Your life will change forever. That is a potent force for transformation. So you need to consider your goals as a journey. What is your current strategy? And is it leading you towards your desired destination? Ask yourself. I want you to answer that question. What is your current strategy? And is it leading you towards your desired destination? If not, it's time for you to make what I call strategic adjustment. It's time for you to do that. This might involve seeking new knowledge. It might involve taking new course, going for a coaching class, reevaluating your approach, or even completely pivoting towards a more effective strategy. That might be the case for you. But until you ask the right question, you will always have the wrong answer. So it's important for you to ask the right question. What is your current strategy, and is it leading you towards your desired destination? Also, you need to identify patterns that are not effective. Identify ineffective patterns. One of the challenges, I believe, in finding the right strategy is identifying ineffective patterns. These are patterns that are not helping you. These patterns might be deeply ingrained in your routines. It might be ingrained in your limiting beliefs. It might also be in your approaches that no longer serve you. So identifying these patterns requires self-awareness. Identifying these patterns requires self-awareness. It requires a willingness to question your habitual ways of thinking. It requires a willingness to question your habitual ways of acting. I want you to reflect on your current patterns, all right? That is what this daily mind shift is all about. Reflecting, making decisions immediately, shifting your mind right now so that your life will be better immediately. So reflect on your current actions. Are these actions, or are there actions within you, in your life right now, that you consistently take that yield minimal results? It is very important for you to recognize these patterns and be open to breaking free from them. The right strategy often involves you disrupting every ineffective habit, and then you are able to replace them with intentional actions, with purposeful actions. As I tie this episode up, I want you to also know that there is the role of learning in strategy. Strategy is not cast in stone. You need to keep learning. Learning, I believe, is a cornerstone of the right strategy. It involves you continuously processing knowledge. A continuous process of acquiring knowledge. You keep acquiring knowledge, all right? You keep executing. You acquire, you execute. You acquire, you execute. The continuous process of gaining insight. The continuous process of evolving your approaches. When we commit to lifelong learning, when we commit to lifelong knowledge, we are equipping ourselves with the tools needed to refine our strategies. We are committing ourselves with the tools needed to adapt to changing circumstances. So I want you to consider your current level of knowledge, your current knowledge base related to your goals. Are there areas where you can deepen your understanding? Ask yourself that. Embrace a growth mindset that sees challenges as opportunities to learn. The more you learn, I believe, the more strategic and effective your actions become on the journey towards your goal. Finally, you need to now balance adaptability with persistence. Strike a balance between being adaptable and being persistent. And that is a key to crafting the right strategy that will work for you. Adaptability and persistence. While adaptability allows us to adjust our course, to adjust our plans when needed, persistence ensures that we stay committed to our long-term vision. It is the balance between flexibility and you having unwavering determination to see your goals happen. So reflect on your approach to challenges. Are you adaptable? In the face of setbacks, are you adaptable? Are you willing to adjust your strategies when necessary? At the same time, do you maintain a persistent spirit that keeps you moving forward despite obstacles? This is what I want you to gain. The synergy between adaptability and persistence is a powerful formula for success.